The Russian President Vladimir Putin is now a wanted man after the International Criminal Court formally issued a warrant for his arrest over the war in Ukraine. The ICC has accused the Russian leader of being responsible for war crimes as well as the unlawful deportation of Ukrainian children. The Kremlin says it doesn't recognise the court's jurisdiction and any decisions are null and void. Europe correspondent Isabella Higgins has more from London.
It's being described as historic, momentous and extraordinary development in this 12-month-long war. Some have gone as far as to say that this could be the most ambitious case the International Criminal Court ever embarks upon. Now, that court has issued arrest warrants for the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, but also his Children's Rights Commissioner on allegations of war crimes that relate to the illegal deportation of children in the occupied areas of Ukraine. Now, a UN report found there was evidence that hundreds of Ukrainian young people had been transferred to Russia since the start of the invasion. Ukraine says that the number of children moved could be as high as 16,000. Now, the Kremlin has rejected all of these allegations. In fact, it said that these arrest warrants are as meaningless as toilet paper. A spokesperson said that. But the International Criminal Court has said that it has the evidence to prosecute these crimes. We can take a listen to what the head of the International Criminal Court had to say.
The judges have reviewed the information and evidence submitted by the prosecutor and determined that there are credible allegations against these persons for the alleged crimes. The ICC is doing its part of work. As a court of law, the judges issued arrest warrants. Their execution depends on international cooperation.
It's interesting because Russia isn't a signatory to the International Criminal Court, so it's very unlikely that these two individuals will be extradited to face those charges. But it might make it quite difficult for both of them to leave the country, because if they were to travel to a country that does respect the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court, well, they could be detained there, they could be arrested, and they could potentially be extradited to face those charges. It sends a very strong message to the rest of the world about what the International Criminal Court will prosecute. In fact, they said that part of the reason why they have made these arrest warrants public is to deter future crimes from taking place in Ukraine. Now, Ukrainian leaders and leaders around the world have reacted quite positively to this move. They have said, well, we've heard from the Ukrainian president himself, Volodymyr Zelensky.
This is a historic decision that will lead to historic accountability. The head of a terrorist state and another Russian official have officially become suspects in a war crime, in the deportation of Ukrainian children, the illegal displacement of thousands of our children to the territory of the terrorist state.
The country's foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, he said that the wheels of justice were in motion, but there have been many other countries like the UK and Canada who say that they support this decision and that they will support an investigation. So perhaps the most important part about this is the symbolism, the message that it sends to Russia, to the rest of the world. And some say that perhaps this will make Russian President Vladimir Putin an international pariah.